So, and Pavan, how did you get to this place? Like, you spoke about reputation, you spoke about know-how, knowledge, experience. How did you get here? Like, what did it take for you to be able to have this type of background to do this thing?
Well, 25 years is I've been in the industry. I'm an accountant by trade. I used to work for the U.S. Department of Housing, REO division, and managing the financial controls of over 10,000 properties nationwide. I learned a lot from them. And after that, I started flipping my own properties, decided to get my broker's license because I believe there's a lack of knowledge in the brokerage community to give a lot of background about real estate as a whole, not just from a sales point of view. Most brokerages only do sales. They don't know anything else, And then after that, I decided to get my general contractor's license because I got sick of overpaying these contractors unnecessarily. So having these verticals help us reduce cost, be more efficient, more effective in how we acquire, design, build, and resell or hold as a rental. Having the verticals are the key to success in this industry. If you're just one component, you're basically outsourcing everything else, which typically comes at a premium cost.
So at what point did you decide that you thought it would be a good idea to bring on investors? Because in my experience, I know that there's a lot of really powerful developers out there that like to do business with their own money, and the stress of taking on investor capital isn't something they have to deal with.
Yep.
What's your vision around why you want to bring in investors to participate in your deals?
So right now, a lot of my investors are family, friends, or through reputation, right, that I built over time. There's enough money to be made in this industry that you could share the wealth. Most investors that don't have these verticals that I have always want to get into the business, but they don't know how or who to work with because it's always about teamwork, right? So when investors look at some of my products, look at some of the returns, they have a major benefit. Why I bring on investors is because it's better to have multiple investors on a project where it distributes the risk element, where they could put $500,000 that's spread over on 10 properties. If one fails, the other 9 do really well. They don't lose anything. They still gain on those 9 that overshadows that one. Real estate has its risk, and you never want to have all your eggs in one basket. So having that diverse amount of portfolio helps investors really, one, mitigate risk, increase profits, and generate a much better return than they would traditionally see.